I know Alex is the one that that asked me to do the prediction, but I don't have him getting past round of 16. But this should be still an exciting match. There wasn't a whole lot really to put between these two teams. Really, it was only the number of goals scored that made me choose Exalted over Team Shadow. So on your right-hand side, we've got Team Shadow. We've got Cool Guy Alex, Bacon. Oh, and I think I might need to remake the lobby now. All right, here we have it. Exalted versus Team Shadow. Another match from the round of 16. One winner going home. Another one going to continue on into the round of 8 in this division from the U.S. West. These teams, the 8 and the 9 seeds, and not much to separate them. But Exalted gonna get the first goal. Eternal pushing that one in off the roof of Tiny Giovanni. Tried to get up in time, but just couldn't get their car behind the ball. Instead, pushed it further into their net. Oh, Tiny! Oh, they're almost going to get it back. Off the post, a quick pressure from Tiny. So close to tying it up within seconds of going down. That's the kind of response you want to see when you go down. Team Shadow, no strangers to being in tense situations. They've had, like Exalted, 3 full 5-game series this circuit, but 2 of those were losses for them. So they know how to get to that final stage. They just can't get past it consistently. But Exalted doubling their lead to 2 with a booming cleared downfield onto an open net. Cool Guy Alex trying to take it up the wall, but it's met by Boulder. The player who made the criminal mistake of joining before everybody else was in the lobby. How dare they? Eternal trying to send that one on target. It's narrowly wide, but it's a miss from Tiny. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a miss from Alex. And Boulder's able to capitalize, make it 3-0. A very quick start for Exalted, starting off on the right foot. We'll see how well they can keep it up and if they can build on this momentum and make it a quick win over Team Shadow. Or if these two teams will manage to do what they do best, and that's make a match go all 5 games. Boulder getting that one in field, but Eternal deciding not to bite for it. Makes the responsible decision and covers the net. Oh, Alex almost able to squeeze it in at that back post. It's the second time that team has been able to try to get something at that back post, but they make all the pressure count. Tiny able to pop that one up just before Eternal comes in, and it ends up being a great touch from Alex to that top left corner, even though a defender almost able to cover it. Almost, but not quite. Itsuki just posted 2 clips on the blue bird up. Awesome, that's what we like to see. Using the VODs and the replays to share with everybody. Perfect. Yeah, I'll be sure to go check them out and drop you probably drop you a follow as well. And definitely submit them for clip of the week as well. Tiny pushing this one to the side. It's met by Boulder first, though, high up in the midfield. Eternal gets the clear off the backboard, but it's coming back into the middle. It's going to be a shot for Tiny, and for Cool Guy Alex. Getting the names mixed up right now. It's so close. Team Shadows had a number of good opportunities. They just can't score. And maybe that explains the low number of goals scored for them. They created the opportunities. They just don't have the clinical touches needed to convert them into goals. And it just might come down to that. Exalted can score more goals and have done so for the rest of the circuit. And that's what I made my prediction based off of, was that Exalted was able to score more goals because there really wasn't a whole lot else to separate these teams. Cool guy Alex, not able to get it past Eternal, who passed it up on the side. I'll try to follow it up. The touch from Tiny! And Eternal's able to pounce on it. 4-1 for Exalted. A poor touch from Tiny, got a little bit got there a little bit too quickly and just ended up getting on the opposite side of the ball, touching it further towards the net. With a minute left, Team Shadow down by 3. And it might be 4, and it is going to be 4 as Eternal shoots that one off the sidewall. Why is there no game sound? Streamlabs has been acting up today, so I unfortunately don't have any desktop sound coming in. So I'll have to troubleshoot it tomorrow. But it's been like that all stream. I just haven't. I tried some things right before the stream, but nothing worked, so I'll have to try a little bit harder later on. But that's my explanation for why. Why there's no game sounds. Cool guy Alex sending this one back into the blue half, trying to just maybe get another consolation goal. 4 goals in 20 seconds. Extremely difficult. And it may be in their best interest to just mentally reset and prepare for game number 2 instead. Write this one off as a fluke in their book and try to just do better for the rest of the circuit. Boulder is going to be able to make it 6. A good bump from Eternal on the in the midfield on the other defender for good measure. But Boulder able to get to that touch when the whip from the defense came in. He was ready to pounce. And Exalted just going to let it drop, roll across the floor for a 6-1 win in game number 1. The shots roughly the same for these teams, but it's a tale of 2 offenses for these teams. Exalted 6 goals from 7 shots. Half of them assisted. But Team Shadow, 6 shots, only 1 goal to show for it. But as we saw, especially in the early stages of this game, Team Shadow, a number of opportunities to score, some that were so close. They just could not find the target on those shots. And it's cost them game number 1. But I'm sure they'll be hoping it doesn't cost them the series. So Exalted, game number 1 in their hands. Moving into game number 2, and I'm sure they're going to love if they can keep this offense going. Scoring 6 goals a game can be pretty hard to sustain for most teams. But we'll see if maybe they can just score enough to prevent Team Shadow from getting back into this one. Eternal goes off the ceiling, but doesn't quite read the path of the ball. So, not able to make contact or follow it up in any way. Boulder trying to get it past Tiny, and Tiny gets a nice touch. And it does get a save on Eternal. It might be a chance for Alex to take a shot on net. Oh, and Boulder can't make the save. Team Shadow up 1-0, taking advantage of the counterattack. Boulder, from our original angle, looked a little bit closer than that, but it's a good shot from Team Shadow to get it over Boulder, the closest one to the net. They've got a lead. We'll see if they can hang on to it. Am I excited about DLC cards being added to players that switch platforms? Absolutely. I think it's a great move from Silence to be able to get people in the cars that they like while still being able to play on the platform that they want to. So I'm excited about it. And plus people don't have to like try to buy things over again. And Tiny trying to read what Boulder's going to do here. Fakes the challenge and it forces Boulder to backflip, thinking that there's going to be a real challenge on. Double commit here from Team Shadow is going to give Boulder possession as they both retreat. Pass infield. Eternal's a little bit far away from it, so they're going to let Tiny push it into the corner. Oh, almost a Rule 1 there. But it looks like Eternal hopped just a little bit to get out of it. We'll see if Karma comes back to bite them there, or if the Rocket League gods will allow it. Yeah, absolutely. That's really the biggest part. Is there are a lot of people who were Batmobile mains that weren't able to continue playing on Batmobile after they changed platforms. But Alex is going to be able to get a second one here. And Team Shadow looking to find their groove. A great follow-up from Tiny to deny Eternal of a save. And Boulder's touch so light that it almost doesn't go anywhere. But yeah, I think I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more Batmobiles once those once that update is implemented. Should be exciting. Eternal pushes it into the orange half. And they're finally able to get it out midfield, but only briefly as Boulder was waiting there, trying to get a double tap off the backboard. Oh, and a whiff! And Alex is going to have all the space in the world. And Tiny is able to steal it from them. The whiff from Boulder there. Alex to Tiny, to Alex to Tiny, and then a pinch that is given to Tiny. And Team Shadow now up 3-0. Much, much better from them than in game number 1, where they were just begging to have a goal go in for them after having so many opportunities. Oh, and Boulder's going to be able to pull one back for Exalted. And Tiny doesn't get the clearance that they want. And Boulder gets the stop on Alex, just checks the brakes to pop him up and stop momentum. And then a pull shot for the team to get it past the Shadow defense. Only 2 goals now to try to get back into it. Oh, Tiny might be able to send it back to 3. It's very close. Now Boulder's going to have an opportunity to counterattack. They get it inside. Tiny's going to get the touch. Eternal to the side. Picks up, backflips. It's given to Alex. But Eternal still able to get it away. For now, at least. And Tiny rocking the ghost decal. It's one of my favorite decals in the game. Tiny got the turn. Can they get the shot? Oh, it's crossbar and down and out. So close for Tiny. Boulder is able to dribble it away. 30 seconds left. 2 goals is what Exalted need to have a chance at match point after 2 games. And Boulder pushes that shot wide. It's a good opportunity with the net open. Oh, and that is going to be it. Eternal's able to find that one. And Tiny gives the ball up by pushing it too hard off the sidewall. And Alex pulls themselves a bit too far out of position, thinking that that ball is going to continue going upfield. Boulder sending that one, trying desperately to get a 3rd goal to keep the game alive, but Team Shadow going to continue to make sure that that ball is on the ground. And they have tied the series up 1-1 with much better shooting, is really the story there. Similar amount of shots to game number 1, but this time they're able to put them away. They're able to stop Exalted just a little bit, allowing a couple fewer shots, but Exalted not nearly as clinical as they were in game number 1, although 6 goals on 7 shots, it's really hard to beat that as you continue through a series. So maybe the underperformance from Exalted, a bit expected, considering how high the highs were in game number 1. But if you're an Exalted fan, I don't think you need to be too afraid. Team Shadow did adjust well, and they found their shooting wheels this time. But Exalted, despite being 3-0 down, did come back. So there's certainly something still in this series for both of these teams, and I expect a couple close games to follow up. You'll defo see a new Itsuki on the pitch once I revert back to my flat car ways. Yep, some people were born to drive a flat car, so. And even more of you were born to drive a Batmobile, so. Excited to see some more crazy plays from Batmobile mains. And Tiny almost stuffing that one on the goal line, but couldn't quite push it inside. Tiny almost gets that one past Eternal. Alex keeping this one deep in the blue half. Eternal able to get it to the corner. And Tiny pushing it back inside, trying to keep the play alive. Tiny picks it up. Tries to hops because I think they thought Boulder was going to go for a bump play. But ended up losing possession. They've now got the touch out wide, and they've got a follow-up here. They can't make contact there, though, as Eternal continues to push this one into the orange half. It's going to be a shot for Boulder, and it's just off the crossbar. Tiny sending that one downfield, and it might be able to make a shot out of it. Alex has control, gets the flick, and it's barred down, and it's out as Boulder makes the goal line clearance to hang on to the 0-0 scoreline. And the net was open for a tiny bit, but the blue defense recovering well enough. Tiny pushing this one into the blue corner for now. He's able to get around and push it back a little bit towards the center. And Alex gets a demo on Eternal. Buys Tiny some time. Oh, a double win for the blue defense, and cool guy Alex able to slot it away. The nice touch from Tiny. Boulder gets caught up in the physicalness of that play. And Eternal just not able to get the touch. Can you guys hear the train from my mic? I'm kind of curious. As Tiny makes it 2 goals. And quick succession, Team Shadows built up a 2-0 lead. The Exalted defense not hanging on right now. It needs to be cleaned up a bit. Oh, you can't hear the train? Okay, because for me, that train is super loud for how far away it actually is. So I was curious if maybe the mic picked it up. Oh, well. Alex pushes it to the side, but it's over Tiny. Eternal not able to get a shot on target, but still puts it in a position where they can try to keep the play alive. But Alex, some good dribbling plays, and a bump, and a follow-up from Tiny gets us into the blue half. Boulder can't keep it super close, and it's met by Tiny. Alex pops it up. Gonna follow in the air. Oh, but they can't make contact on it. It was a good opportunity because they had plenty of boost to work with, but Tiny is gonna make their play count. It's a good turn there after Eternal whiffed. Boulder not reading Tiny getting there so quickly. And Tiny able to put it away to that back post and extend the lead to 3. I think I said after game number 2, Exalted fans really didn't need to worry. But for the second game in a row, now of course I'm about to make a point and then somebody goes and scores to ruin it. So Eternal trying to make me eat my words by scoring a goal to make Exalted and their fans rest a little bit easier. But I was gonna say this is the second goal in a row or game in a row where Team Shadow has gotten it to a 3-0 lead and managed to hang on to it. The offense not consistent enough for Exalted. But they did pull one back now. They have over a minute to get 2 more. Although the defense from Team Shadow has been much better since game number 1. Eternal trying to keep it in the orange half. Well, it gets over Alex. It might just fall in front of the goal. Tiny's able to get there quick enough. It's 50 with Boulder who wins it. Oh, can they get the shot? It's popped up over Alex under the bar. Excuse me. And Boulder's shot able to get all the way through, making it a 1-goal game now with 50 seconds left on the clock. .50 to the left wall. Eternal trying to get in front of it, trying to figure out what's happening here. And Boulder's able to push it away. They need a quick transition. Tiny's touch pushes it towards the middle. It's beat away by Alex. Tiny and Alex doing well to put pressure, to force a downfield touch, and then just clean up after that touch. So far, it's been working on Team Shadow. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been working on Exalted. Am I getting that right? Yeah. But Team Shadow not able... I'm sorry. Team Shadow is able to hold on. Exalted not able to complete the comeback. But once again, Team Shadow getting those 3 goals that they needed. Exalted, the offense not coming together until the latter stages where it's just a bit too late to make the comeback. The shots overall the same. It's just Team Shadow playing a cleaner game for a greater portion of the match than Exalted. And after doing that for 2 games in a row, Team Shadow now finds themselves on match point. So Tsuki, you're a big Cookser 97 fan. I like it. Yeah, I feel like Cookser is one of those players that there are a lot of people who liked him as a player. Like, there's a lot of people will follow teams, but Cookser is one of the few where they're like somebody's favorite player. I feel like that's how it seems to me, at least. So Team Shadow on match point now after getting demolished in game number 1, allowing 6 goals from Exalted's 7 shots. Team Shadow has started to play their game. But Exalted trying to stop them, trying to force a game 5. But they got to secure the win here. Off to the right start with Boulder putting up a big solo play. A big 50 with Eternal. Still kept in the blue half. Cool guy trying to get the shot over Boulder, and they can't make contact. Cannot make the save. And Alex going to bring it right back to even between Exalted and Team Shadow. Eternal going up for a 50 here and is able to beat out the challenger. Boulder wins a big 50 there. Oh, it's falling right to Boulder. Tiny has to turn on this. Boulder gets it past them. Is going to try to take it up the wall. They do get the big boost. Can they get to it? They can. Eternal's back up. Exalted is back on top. A great hustle there from Boulder to just stick with the play no matter what. It's a decision that pays off wonderfully as it gives them the go-ahead goal. Possibly be able to stop Team Shadow's momentum. What the heck happened there with the camera? Giovanni lifting that one up for the 50, but it doesn't stay in the blue half for long. I try to break out once again. Giovanni looking for a solo play, trying to take the shot themselves, waits a little bit too long. They possibly could have even left it for Boulder, who may have had a better shot or a better angle instead. Cool guy Alex can't get it past Eternal. And 2 minutes gone by. And Exalted still on top. It's almost tied up by Team Shadow. But it's a good save to push it towards the side. Boulder and Exalted looking for a third. A miscommunication here from the orange team could cost them. Eternal almost did get in a dangerous position. And it almost turned into a goal. Boulder trying to get the tap down, and it's past the defense. 3-1 for Exalted. And this is much better from them. The offense working all throughout the game so far. They've denied Shadow being able to get those 3 goals to hop in the lead. But they've also been able to score early, not waiting until the last minute to make their their heroic efforts. Tiny almost forces that one through Boulder, but Boulder stands strong as a rock and makes the save. Boulder in an awkward position to make that save, and they are not able to get it as Tiny, who went up with them and had the initial pop-up for themselves, slams that one to the front post. 2 minutes left. 1 goal difference between these two teams. Team Shadow still trying to make the comeback so that they can end the series in 4 games. The Exalted has to hold on so that it can go to Game 5 and they still have a shot at making it to the quarterfinals. Oh, but Tiny's shot, is it going to go all the way? It is. Alex is able to follow it up before Boulder could make it back. Eternal too slow to make the challenge as Tiny got up quick enough to push it way past them. A good sprint from Alex downfield to make sure that that does reach. I think it might have gone in anyways. It looked to have enough pace. But for good measure. Can't be too sure, especially in a time like this where you cannot let opportunities go to waste. Tiny, it's a weaker touch to the midfield, and Eternal wins the 50 because of it. Alex touches it towards the middle. Both players hanging out in the central midfield for that ball. And it allows Team Shadow a chance to put on some pressure now. Cool guy. Oh, Tiny thought about diving in for that. I know he did. But opted against it. It was probably the smart decision. It may have gone there a little bit too late. Miscommunication from Team Shadow, though, on defense. That's a big clear from Tiny. Eternal's able to get the shot. Can they get in front of Alex? Just get this shot, and it's a great save from Eternal. My word. I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to get it, but they did. And a pinch from this orange team sends it straight back into the blue side. The touch from Boulder goes to their opposite corner. Tiny. Touch inside. Oh, they're going to do it themselves, and it's under the crossbar. 18 seconds left. Team Shadow has taken the lead. And they look to have won the series if they can hold on for these last couple seconds. A very favorable kickoff for Team Exalted. Tiny can't get the touch. It's sent across by Alex, who gets it past Boulder. Eternal can't go up for it because they know Alex is going to do just that, push towards the midfield. It's 1 second left. There has to be a 0 second go. They have to take it the length of the pitch. And a bump from Tiny is going to mean that Team Shadow wins the series by 3-1 scoreline. Exalted the huge win in game number 1, but they could not replicate it. And they could not hold back Team Shadow after they found their ability to score. Now, you all are very welcome for the cast. It was a great series. It was a great time. Good luck to Team Shadow as they head on to the quarterfinals and possibly even further. And Team Shadow proving my prediction wrong that despite Exalted having the better goal scoring record in the circuit or in league play, Team Shadow is still able to come back on top.